I'll introduce ourselves. I am Derek, one of your regular hosts, and I have with me my two other regular hosts, Ryan.
Hello.
And Ray.
Hi.
You have to talk for the people who don't watch. She was waving for those who just listen to the podcast. And then we have returning guest, John.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
John, you've been on, is this your third, fourth, fifth time, something like that?
Somewhere around there.
I'm not even sure how many. So for those who are watching us, thank you for joining in. We stream this live on twitch.tv/griddaily every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central. And there's a chat feature, and you can talk to us. Last week, we had a ton of people talking to us. That was a lot of fun. Got to answer a lot of questions and have some conversations. And for those who don't want to listen or watch this live, it all comes out later. We post this to iTunes and Google Play on Wednesdays, so you can listen to it there and you can subscribe, or you can check out the video on YouTube on Thursday. So that's basically what's going on here. Now, if for those of you who are watching, you might notice there's some things a little bit different. It still says that we are offline for some reason. Not
We're live.
entirely sure
We're
why.
live.
We are live? It's
Yeah.
okay. My thing is showing that we're not, so I'll just reload.
There it goes.
Okay. So anyway, for those of you who are watching us, you might see things that are a little bit different. We went through a bit of a rebranding today on November 1st of all days. And we are now no longer the Grid Daily. We are the Heroes Podcast Network. We're going to be focusing on bringing podcasts and web series rather than written content. So that's pretty exciting. I'm really pumped about that. And with that came a slew of changes. We've got a new avatar that we have together. We've got a new logo in process. And we've got tons of new handles. So we are now at Heroes Podcasts, that's plural, on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Patreon as well. We will be updating Twitch and Tumblr soon. Those have not been updated quite yet. So we will keep you all posted on that. But, hopefully we don't lose you along the way. Everything should still work correctly, and we're pretty excited about it. So what do you guys think? Are you pumped?
Oh yeah, I'm just ecstatic over a name change. It's great.
We've gone through a few little rebrandings as we find kind of our style and our voice, but I think we're heading in the right direction. So I think the name was Ray's idea.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I got,
If it sounds like she's talking through a sock, that's because she is.
Yeah, Ray is partially cosplaying Katana tonight.
woo!
So,
Casual Friday, Katana.
Casual Friday, I like it. You might have to take the mask down. I think you're a little muffled for our listeners.
I will. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I guess we can probably get the ball rolling here. So, like I said, we are fan casting a Mortal Kombat movie. Ray, why don't you tell us how we're going to do that?
Licensed music, yay!
I think you can do it for like 15 seconds.
I think that's a rumor, not an actual legal thing, but whatever.
Alright.
It's okay. We don't make any money, so,
Yeah, as long as we're not monetizing,
All
I think
5
we can do
people
it.
are going to be so offended. Just kidding.
Hey, we get like 12 views on
okay.
YouTube,
All
okay?
12 people are going to be offended.
Our Twitch channel has 27 followers now, and YouTube has 32.
wow.
So we're up there.
We're pretty big time.
We're almost to 1,100 likes on
Getting
Facebook.
there.
So
Okay,
yeah.
so normally when we fan cast a movie, we all have the exact same characters, or we have a very similar cast list that we're doing. However, Mortal Kombat is giant, and since it's been through multiple live action iterations, as well as we're looking at about 12, 13 video games just in the canon, there's been quite a few different voice actors and live action actors. So we split up the characters. You guys each took 4. I took
12.
9.
Okay, that was.
I actually have like 2 that I cast just for fun.
Nice.
So, that I didn't see on the list.
Cool. Good for you.
Just
You
stuck
want to
to
do
the list.
more.
No, I just stuck to the list.
I stuck to the list too, John.
You can do more.
But really,
Figure it
I
out.
mean,
Like,
I could probably do a lot of characters.
Yeah.
I just stuck to what you gave me.
here's the thing. John and I are actual, huge fans of the franchise. We've been playing the game since we were little. Derek and Ryan have an appreciation for it, but it's
I played
really...
the games when they first came
90
out, and I watched the
93,
movie in
MK2
theaters
is the
in
best one.
'95, and I saw Mortal Kombat Annihilation at some point. I'm not sure what year, but I was 11, I think. Yeah, 11 when that came out. So I mean, I was in the height of the song, popularity.
Best part. Totally 90s.
Love it.
I did a lot of karate back then, and everybody did their katas to the song, and it was really annoying after a few times. So,
full disclosure, I have always been more of a Street Fighter fan. That's what I grew up on. I didn't play Mortal Kombat till much later, so that's why I've got a Ryu up on the
I
shelf.
don't think
here,
Mortal Kombat came out till much later.
I mean, Street Fighter was first. I mean, that's definitely true. But I didn't play Mortal Kombat until it had been out for quite some time. I think the first Mortal Kombat game I ever actually played was the Sub-Zero titled game on 64.
I had whichever regular Mortal Kombat it was on 64. I don't a 3, I guess. Was that
the best one? Was one on Sega. Mortal Kombat 2 in '93.
I never owned a Sega.
I had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo all the way. Yeah. I mean, I ended up going back and I bought the Super Nintendo version. You know, and I was just never as good at it as Street Fighter.
That's totally fair. I guess I just like my games bloody and my characters dismembered.
That's fair.
It wasn't until recently they started actually giving the characters real backstories.
That's true. It's within the last 2 games that they really paid attention to people other than the ones that had appeared in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Which they still didn't really get much.
No, not a lot.
If I recall, there was even a reptile in the first movie, and it was pretty terrible.
It was
pretty
terrible.
terrible.
Actually like an actual reptile that they knocked into the
Exactly.
statue.
He
and
was
then he
inside
turned
a
into
statue. How silly is that?
Yeah, and then when he beat him, he turned into a statue again, and the reptile he squished his head.
Why they did that? I don't know why.
That's just not as cool as the stealth boat in the Street Fighter movie,
That's what I'm
which
talking
is
about.
just the pinnacle of video game films.
Well, Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile was like top-notch casting.
That was the best it can get.
As much as I love the casting in the original Mortal Kombat, Jean-Claude was...
No. The casting for Street Fighter was great. I don't know how it went wrong. Like, Ming-Na Wen, who is now Agent May, was Chun-Li.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And Raul Julia, like, I'm sorry that was his last movie. That sucks. But
it was not his
great,
worst film, though.
He was great.
His worst movie was Overdrawn at the Memory Bank.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I've never...
Mystery Science Theater did it.
That tells you right there that
it's worth watching.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. We can just go person by person if you want, or we can kind of go alphabetically on the characters. However you guys want to get started.
Alphabetically? That sounds hard.
Jeez, yeah, that's a lot of work.
Round table.
Oh, round table? Okay.
Sub-Zero's towards the bottom, right?
Yeah, all Derek's are at the end.
Every other character starts with S. So, okay,
yeah,
it's
that's
fine. 3 of my 5 are.
But SU, that's got to be towards the bottom of the list.
No, actually, yeah. Never mind.
All right, so let's start with Ryan's first character.
What was my first character?
I don't know.
Was there an order?
I have 4 characters. Am I just going in whatever arbitrary order I want?
Pick one.
Why don't we each individually go alphabetically?
No.
My head hurts.
Stop. That's the worst.
Okay, so my first one was Jax, and I picked Terry Crews.
Of course he did.
I actually just said that.
Because I love Terry Crews, first of all, but also he has the right body for it. Jax kind of joked around. He wasn't like a super serious character, He has awesome metal arms, or 2 metal arms, 1 metal arm, I can't remember.
I don't need no
I think it
metal
changed, didn't it?
I know it's fewer than 3.
It is fewer than 3. In any case, he can play a straight character. He can play not just a funny character for pure
comic
humor.
relief.
He can play whatever they need him to play. He can be that, and he's a good actor all around. So
I love Terry Crews.
He's getting a little old,
It's a
so
good
maybe for a
choice.
franchise it wouldn't be good, but
he doesn't look it though.
he can die in this movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mortal
kill him
Kombat,
off.
we're killing off characters
for emotional
here.
content. Yeah.
None of mine all live.
Oh, I didn't actually write a story.
No,
so.
I didn't either.
Okay.
No, I mean,
didn't go that
Jax
far.
is good. He's usually portrayed as a good guy. He's a cop from Earth and a martial artist. So, Terry Crews is
I mean, Terry
Pretty good
Crews,
for
I don't
that.
think is much of a martial artist, but he can just pop his pecs the whole time. And then
I mean,
that's,
Jax
that's
distract.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
biggest move is basically a choke and a punch. Like, I mean,
I'm pretty sure Terry Crews
or
can
a
do
ground
that.
stomp.
That's
So
fair.
I think Terry can handle that.
So let's go with related characters. Jax is nowhere without Sonya.
Which is also one of my characters.
Yeah. Okay. So who's your
who's
Sonya Blade?
casting?
So you guys probably aren't gonna like it, but I cast Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade.
Interesting choice.
It's not terrible.
I mean, she can
She
fight.
has the
so I-
experience.
She can fight. She looks tough.
Yeah.
She is, yeah.
She has acted before.
I don't think she has the chest for it.
I mean, I don't think that's a requirement, but
in the games it is.
yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as having other roles, I mean, she was in Furious 7. I don't know.
She was also in The Expendables.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I mean,
Yeah,
she
I had
has
forgotten
acting
about
experience
that.
for big
Yes.
big franchise movies.
Good call.
So I believe her as a tough person, a tough individual. I think that she can pull off any fight choreography that they throw at her. And I think compared to like the '95 movie, which that Sonya was pretty laughable,
Hey,
unfortunately,
that
at least in the
Sonya
fight scenes.
was in Saved by the Bell for 2 episodes.
She was, but I mean, she's a fine
wasn't
actress,
tough,
but the fight
yeah.
scenes they weren't believable.
You're
You
right.
did not believe that she was gonna beat Kano.
No,
Kano looked like
no.
he would crush her in a heartbeat, but Ronda Rousey could probably squish his head like a peanut with her thighs or
Now,
fists or
she
whatever.
did get a really cool kill scene in that film. She snapped his neck with her thighs,
did.
and that was awesome.
Yeah, she did do that, but wasn't the way it happened was so led into that.
You're right. You're
you know.
totally right.
It's just
I
brilliant.
actually, full disclosure, just watched the movie while I was setting up my fan casting, so
Oh, nice.
I wanted to be able to remember
Good
it.
choice.
But yeah.
Now, I'm curious. Sonya Blade, is that who Jerry Ryan played?
Yes.
In
Yeah.
the web series version?
And Michael J. White played
Okay.
Jax.
Jax.
And it would have, if Jax had been my character, it would have been really tough to not cast Michael J.
I wanted
White.
to not cast him because of that web series. It was
He
awesome.
was solid
fair.
at it. Yeah, he did really well.
And he's a huge martial artist as well,
Mm-hmm.
so it would have been difficult. So I'll go next because Sonya Blade and Jax both are cops, and their lieutenant is Lieutenant Curtis Stryker. And this one I totally copied because he is Stryker. This was a character not introduced until 4? Like 3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a little bit later.
He is, and he's not really given his due, but he has some really cool moves in the game, and he would kind of appear in the film even if he didn't get drafted for, this Mortal Kombat, maybe the next one after. So I cast Timo Pennikett from the Legacy, Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
You
no,
could've
I
heard
know
a
who you're
tumbleweed,
thinking.
like-
Yeah, since I
Well,
haven't seen
it's
more
the
than the
name.
first
He was
piece of that.
also in quite a few films. He's a very popular TV actor and background actor, but his biggest role today, he played the male lead on Dollhouse.
That's
Oh,
who I
okay.
was thinking about too, actually.
Yeah.
Him or the guy that played who's Man of Steel's enemy again? Who's that guy's that
Zod.
actor?
Ooh,
What was
Michael
his actor?
Shannon.
Oh,
Michael
Michael
Shannon.
Shannon.
Michael
Yes,
Shannon
that
would
guy
have
would have
been
been a really
good.
good striker.
Michael Shannon would have been good.
Nicole Shannon's good in everything. So.
Well, you've thrown the round table off, so
I did.
I think
just
I'll
a
go
little
next.
bit.
Is what she said. So go ahead,
I
Derek.
was just going with.
Oh, am I
Or
next?
we'll go back to Ryan. Isn't that what he needs
I
to
can,
do?
I
Then I'll have all my characters done in the first 5 minutes.
I can go.
Why don't you had some popular characters too. Scorpion's kind of.
Ninjas, yeah. You
Yeah.
got
That's
ninjas.
what I would say.
I had Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Katana, and Mileena.
Show me
Okay.
the goods.
So who should I go with first? I don't even know.
Scorpion. He's
You
on our
want-
table.
you
Oh
want to go? All right.
man, guys,
Go
did
with
you
the
see that the
ninjas.
Warriors blew a 3-1 lead?
Oh, that's sad. Against who? I don't even know who they're
Was
playing.
that sports ball?
Who are the Warriors? If this is basketball,
They should score a touchdown. That would probably help.
like
It's not basketball.
come out.
But
to
that's
play.
okay.
So
Let's
who's-
go with Scorpion.
There
So
you go.
we're going with Scorpion. So for Scorpion, I actually picked Ray Park.
Good choice.
So Ray Park is Darth Maul primarily. That's how most people know him. He's been other things. He was Toad.
I've only
in
known him
X-Men.
as Toad.
But
I'm just
he's
kidding.
he's Darth Maul, and so he is a martial artist. He's a stunt man. So from a physical perspective, could handle it. He's done similar roles before.
It is basketball. Suck it.
Yeah, it's Golden State. Sorry, I
What
just
are
didn't
you
want to
talking
talk about it. Golden State Warriors. Okay, now let's move on.
Oh, the score's not 3-1. They blew a 3-1 like
in the
series
series
lead.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't care about basketball.
That's why I'm like, why are we talking about this?
Yeah. Anyway, so I picked Ray Park. If you've seen like Fanboys, he gets to show off a little bit in that too.
I love that
So
movie.
great movie, yeah. And so he's got the physical ability to do all of these types of stunts himself, which is always a positive if you can have someone who can do it. Not all of my characters can pull off all of that, but he definitely can. So Ray Park.
I love that casting.
Thank you.
I think it's great. Yeah, I actually was, when I was looking at who are the other people going to cast, I actually was hoping somebody would cast him as one of the ninjas at least, whether it was Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
So do his counterpart. You got to do
want-
Sub-Zero now.
Okay, so for
You
Sub-Zero...
can throw out the ninjas.
So, okay, all right, that's fine. So I went very different with Sub-Zero, and I actually went with Michael J. White for Sub-Zero. For some reason in my head, Sub-Zero was always a black guy. I don't know why.
And 64 tainted that for you.
And maybe that's what it was, but that's the image I always had in my head is kind of a darker skinned guy. And I loved him in Spawn. I thought he was just amazing.
He was not the problem with that.
He's pretty perfect.
And so he wasn't the problem with that
Within
movie,
the last 20 years, I mean, that man's immortal. He's aged 5 days, so...
Right? Like...
He's good.
Yeah, so I would just be pumped to see him in another, like, kind of cool, edgy role, and I think Sub-Zero would be great for that. And to see him play off of Ray Park, they're very different people, very different actors, and so I think there could be kind of a balance.
Is there really any playing off of each other? It's mostly just like stern looks at each other and fighting.
Right. And
well,
not a lot of acting involved.
catchphrase, maybe.
It's all in the eyes.
Yeah,
right?
one catchphrase for one of them.
It's all in the eyes.
Okay.
But I just
Which are white, by the way.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Overwatch. We should totally do Overwatch.
Yes, we'll do Overwatch.
I have to build a new computer. Oh, fan casting an Overwatch movie? Is that what we're saying?
There are rumors of a TV show in the works.
Interesting.
There's a lot of rumors out there.
So
I'd watch a good animated
Blizzard
one.
actually said they would be interested in it, which means that they're kind of trying to get a network to...
This just
Would
in, companies
they
want to
get-
make money off of their intellectual properties.
Overwatch should have been a movie or series from the beginning.
Well, we're fan casting Mortal Kombat right now, Derek, so contain yourself.
I changed my mind. Let's talk Overwatch.
That was good.
All right,
man.
so those are my two, Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
I
Don't
like
bring
it.
up Glenn, KJP21. Too soon. Too soon.
I'm surprised you didn't go with like a known like an Asian martial artist like Jet Li or Tony Jaa or
For me, those characters and Reptile included, they never came off as Asian characters to me. And so I just kind of cast them as they always were in my head. My two female characters are both Asian though.
Cool.
So
It's all good.
just for the record, Katana is an Asian, by the way. I don't know if you have her or not, but she's not actually.
she's
Asian.
not? Okay. Well,
That's okay. It's a very common mistake that people make.
no, it wasn't a mistake. I actually looked up the
technically
characters.
they're Edenian.
Right.
I don't think anybody's going to get mad at you for Asian washing.
But she's not actually Asian though.
No,
she is unmasked in 9.
So I looked up all the characters just to make sure that I did understand their backgrounds.
Yeah.
And to be totally honest, there's not a whole lot there about like their countries of origin.
No.
So I kind of just went with, in my head, what was my immediate
Go
thought.
for it.
So,
That works.
you know.
So you haven't gone yet.
Oh, I was just gonna let everyone go, and then
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, you look like you have some bad guys and good guys on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go with your bad guy?
Yeah, I'll go with the bad guy, Shao Kahn.
Nice.
I don't know if anyone agrees with me on this, but I just felt Shao Kahn needs to be a huge guy.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to be at least 6'3" or taller, and he needs to weigh at least 235 pounds. Who do you think of when you think of that? I think of Dave Bautista. He would have been a great Shao Kahn.
Yes.
Not a lot of hard acting in there, just harsh lines and killing people. I think he can handle that.
I mean, yeah, it's basically what he did in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Absolutely.
Except, mean.
Well, he's ruling worlds in this, so I think he can handle that.
Okay. All right.
But for the record, he's 6'6", so that I told you got to meet that 6'3" criteria.
Is he really that big?
He's tall.
How
He's
tall
huge.
is Chris Pratt?
I don't know, somewhere 6'2" or something like that.
Someone find out how tall Chris Pratt is.
I feel like there were
Get on
similar
it.
heights. I mean, Bautista, he's huge.
The thing with well, yeah.
Well,
Well, and he's an experienced martial artist and he does wrestling,
Right.
so I feel like he's nimble enough to pull off some of these choke slams or whatever the moves, swing that giant hammer around. So I thought he'd be great.
Crush people's skulls
Right?
with his feet.
He probably can. So it only takes
I'd
200
watch
pounds of pressure to crush a human skull.
All right.
Yeah.
You learn something new every time you listen to Screen Heroes.
Only 200 pounds.
You got another bad guy on there. The first bad guy we're introduced to in the series.
Yeah, so Shang Tsung, who was played actually pretty well in the 95 film.
Shang Tsung?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
much
love
so
that guy.
that
He's played
they brought
really
him
well.
back for Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
I just hate that all his
Legacy.
lines were like basically just things from the video game.
It's just crappy.
Come
I know he didn't
on.
get the best lines, but he was perfect. But I
was.
didn't cast him obviously. But
Okay.
So are you complaining that he was too much like his
No,
video game version?
the lines for Mortal Kombat were meant for a video game, not for a movie. So when all he says is flawless victory, like when it wasn't a flawless victory. Have you ever played the game? Come on, he got like 3 hits on the guy. That's not a flawless victory.
I can ignore that when the best line is "Your soul is mine."
You said
That's
that like
all I need to
17
care about.
times, too.
That's
We
all
don't
I
need
need
to
to
hear
care
that.
about.
Yes.
Come on.
So I actually picked the guy. I'm
Get
gonna
outta
bring
here.
us back, reel us back in here. I don't know if you guys recognize him, but he was in Fast and the Furious. He was Johnny Tran. He's a younger version.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a solid Shang Tsung.
Wait,
He's got
he
the
was
creepy
the
smile
bad guy from the
from the
Tokyo
first
Drift?
Fast and the Furious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember
Johnny
that one.
Tran is the one that.
Oh yeah.
He has a good creepy
It's been a while
smile.
since I've seen that movie.
He has a good creepy
Well, he also
smile.
has a martial artist background as well. But his name's Rick Yoon. He was also in Man with the Iron Fists. He was actually the main character with the spiky armor. He's pretty solid.
That's
No one
awesome.
knows who he is. So
No,
that's
I'm
why
No,
it's
sorry.
I
kinda
think
one of
that's
those
great.
things.
I have a couple of those on mine. I had to explain to Mo Pinnickett. So.
Well,
It's all
I
good.
knew as soon as you said Dollhouse and some other things, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy has always looked
Yeah.
like Stryker to me.
Yeah,
But Michael Shannon would have been good too.
he would have. I could see that.
Well, go ahead. Who's next? I mean, who wants to pitch the
Well,
line?
without Shang Tsung, there wouldn't have been Quan Chi, and I have Quan Chi. He is so cool to play as because he has the really awesome magic powers, and I love playing the magic characters. Probably even more so than
Except
the...
Ermac, because he's not very fun to play against. He's a D. That's all I can
He's
say.
a D. Yeah, Ermac's pretty tough. But Quan Chi is awesome. And I wanted to go with somebody who has a decent amount of acting, but he kind of looks a little creepy to me. And he's gotten buff over the years. So I went with Adrian Brody, who got in...
Really?
Yeah.
That's really
I
off the
want
wall.
him to shave his head and get as buff as he was in Predators, and I want him to be a necromancer.
Was he buff in Predators? I feel like
Kind
he
of.
still looked like
Compared to
weirdly
the pianist,
lean Adrian Brody.
He was lean, definitely.
I mean, he's a thin guy.
He
So
just worked out his nose the entire time, and that's
that's not nice.
That's so mean.
what I have a huge nose too. I'm allowed to say stuff like that.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it is.
So he's sinewy, yes, but I mean, comparing his roles from the pianist to Predators, yeah, he's buff in Predators.
Yeah. Okay.
I
He
just
was
kept,
great in King Kong.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
stop! Like, he won an Oscar for his first major film.
No, you're right, but I never pictured him as a fighter, I guess.
Quan Chi doesn't really fight.
It's more like
He kind
magic
of possesses
stuff.
people
Right.
and throws you through dimensions and crap.
Yeah, but he still has to be able to take a
He's a
hit.
manipulator as well.
He still has to be able to take a hit.
That one's a tough one to sell. No, it really is. Though, like,
Yes.
I'm just thinking the nose. Quan Chi does not have a nose.
Oh
like
my
that.
god, guys!
I know
Like,
he's painted up, but like,
Okay,
That's not nice,
well-
John. You shouldn't talk about
Okay,
people's
fine.
noses.
Adrian
let
Brody.
me just get rid of it and cast Jesse Eisenberg instead, since we already know.
He can shove
what
Jolly
he looks
Ranchers.
like.
That's his fatality. Is shoving Jolly Ranchers into people's mouths.
I think that's perfect. I think that's the
terrible.
best casting you could have come up with.
Oh my god, I hate you guys.
He's already bald. I mean, you see.
There you go. That is a benefit. Nobody else can really
You've
go
already
bald.
seen him
So.
bald.
It's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah. He's got a good shaved head, right?
I mean, if you say so.
Screen Heroes is now looking for a female co-host.
That won't cast Adrian Brody. In the Mortal Kombat movie, please.
Have you seen Splice? That'll ruin Adrian Brody for you forever.
Doug Thorpe says that I hope Adrian Brody's a listener.
Yeah.
I hope he is too. He'd be very happy with my casting.
He wouldn't like the rest of us, but
Mr. Brody, if you do listen, we'd love to have you on the show.
If you're one of the 27, speak up.
I'd love to know why. Anyway, all right, so moving on.
Yes, moving on. Who's got Johnny Cage?
Yes, that's
Talk
what I
about
wanted
that
to know.
So Johnny Cage has always been my favorite character. I don't know why. I just thought he was really cool.
Because he's smart ass. That's why.
Yeah, maybe that's probably what it is.
Is he the narcissist?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit of
Wow,
that. I
attack.
feel like I'm being under attack here, which is fine, I guess, because
No,
I can
I'm
take
super interested.
I cast Chris Pine as Johnny Cage, and
love
I'll tell you
that.
why.
That's
that
so
charisma
good.
is off the charts. He can get beefy. He's believable as a full of himself movie star.
Yeah, we already saw that in Into
absolutely.
the Woods.
Yeah.
So perfect.
I think that he would be amazing as Johnny Cage.
I love
I can't
it.
think of anybody else that would be even close.
I believe Chris Pine would get a tattoo of Chris Pine on his
Right?
chest.
Yeah, and nobody would bat an eye at it.
No,
Just Pine.
As long as they get to see his chest, yeah, they don't care.
I think that's a great casting choice.
That's really good.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I liked
See,
it.
I was thinking like Chris Evans, but that's better.
I like Chris Evans in anything, and I would cast him in anything,
He
but
can do it.
I think Chris Pine is better.
Luke Cage is kind of like an R-rated Kirk. So, like from
Who's Luke
Johnny Cage, you mean?
Johnny Cage.
Wrong podcast.
They're like totally
Okay, this thing is off the rails,
We're
guys.
off the
Let's
rails.
dial it in.
What are we talking about? What
As long as you
universe?
didn't say Nick Cage.
That's the next one.
Which universe is
Oh
this?
my gosh.
It's
Johnny
a red
Cage.
tomato all over again.
All of a
No,
sudden
no,
he's
no,
Nick
no.
Cage.
Johnny Cage, Luke Cage, and Nick Cage should all have a TV
There should
show
be a
called-
joke there.
called
Johnny Cage,
Stuck
Nick
in a
Cage,
Cage.
Luke Cage
Oh my
walk into a
God.
bar.
Sitcom.
All right,
In the cage.
let's focus back
Okay.
up here.
So that was pretty
Dial
good,
in.
Johnny Cage in there.
So
Yeah, I don't really feel like I need to explain any
No,
more than that.
no,
You guys seem
No,
to agree.
you're good.
so.
You're good.
now, Dogsthorpe has a good one. Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers. I forget his real
Casper
name.
Van Dyne.
Yeah,
but he might be a little old now. But
He's
would've been
a
really-
little old now,
in the
unfortunately.
90s. He
Although I
would've been a
guess in the
choice.
games he has a
He's
daughter,
aged.
right?
Yeah, he
He's
has
older,
older.
in
yeah,
10.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 10 they're all kind of old.
They
But
wanted
Channing
to come
Tatum
up
was
with
my
new
alternate.
It's
characters.
more like Nathan Drake now with gray hair.
Kinda does.
It's kind of funny. They
Yeah.
they made him have like the spiky
But
hair.
Sonya didn't age. She still
Yeah, she
looks
just looks
the
great.
exact same.
She's like Mystique, you know.
yeah, she and her 16-year-old daughter look the exact same
They look
age.
the best.
Now Doc Rev says Channing Tatum is Johnny Cage.
That was actually my alternate,
Is
in
it
case one of you guys
Channing
pick Chris
Tatum?
Pine.
No,
That
Channing
actually-
Tatum's gonna be doing Gambit one of these days.
Yeah, I'm sure he's just booked right now.
He's just sitting by the phone waiting,
Yep.
practicing with the
true.
cards.
I could see it. In 21 Jump Street, he had the cheesiness and the confidence. Oh, he obviously always has the confidence, but the cheesiness can go.
Look, I loved Channing Tatum in White House Down. I actually thought he
Yeah,
was
it's
great
fun.
in that.
It's a fun
And,
role.
and
You've
so
almost talked about White House Down on this
Every
podcast,
single podcast,
more
almost as much
than
as
Star
Star
Trek.
that's not possible. Speaking of which, Star Trek Beyond is on Blu-ray now, so
Oh,
I saw
God.
that.
Yeah, lucky ass.
everybody go get that.
We will.
Yeah. So
That was solid.
you've had 3. You've
Yeah, I
had
only have
2.
one left.
I've had 2. You've had 2. So
So, flip a coin. No, I'm just kidding. Just do your third, man.
Okay. Should
yeah,
I?
let's get into some ladies.
All right. So,
Always love to.
all right. This is where I'm gonna feel really bad because I don't know how to pronounce her name. So I'm gonna do Katana next, and I am picking basically the lead female actress from Pacific Rim. Her name is Rinko Kikuchi, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm sorry if that's wrong. And she was in Pacific Rim and 47 Ronin, amongst a lot of foreign films that I haven't had an opportunity to see. I do not know about her martial arts background, but from a physical perspective, I thought she would fit that character well. I always kind of pictured Katana as an Asian character, and she's Japanese, so I felt like that would fit. And I really liked her in Pacific Rim. She was one of my favorite parts of the movie. The fact that she hasn't been announced to be in the sequel is pretty disappointing.
Well, neither is Charlie Hunnam, and
So-
he's like the main character.
Right, yeah.
He would have been a good Johnny Cage.
No, I
think
kinda,
so?
not really. I don't think he's a showboaty enough.
All right.
I wish we had a Beyond podcast.
Well, we did. We did a review.
Oh,
of
we did an
Star Trek
episode.
Beyond,
Yeah, we did an episode. That's true.
It's not a full series, I suppose.
But anyway, yeah. So I just think she'd be really good for the role. I liked her in the action movie. I thought that she had a pretty solid presence, and I want to see more from her. Mm-hmm. So
That's fair.
That's good.
Yeah, that's my pick for Katana.
Okay. Well, I'll do her mommy next. So
Okay.
I had Sindel I absolutely love Sindel. She has a very cool turn where she's a good guy, and then she's a bad guy, and then she's a dead guy, and then she's a resurrected guy, and
She's a lot of guys.
she is a
Which is
lot of guys.
Not something I ever
a
expected.
lot of
but-
guys.
Who is it? Come on, I have someone in mind, and I feel like you're gonna
Okay,
say
so
it.
since she is going to be decked out in a ton of makeup, I really just went for acting talent, and I absolutely love Christina Hendricks from Firefly and Mad Men.
Solid.
So I went with her. She is probably best known on the internet for her boobs, sadly enough, but she is incredibly
So is Sindel.
talented. Huh?
I said so is Sindel.
So is Sindel. But Sindel was my favorite character to play as a kid because that was the first move I remember getting down when the combinations was her hair whip. You could whip her hair, it would grab the ankles and like pull them down. It was so great. That's the first combo I ever remember learning. So Sindel was
There
my
you go.
favorite.
It's an emotional one for her.
It was.
Some roots there.
See, I think that was my problem with Mortal Kombat is that I could never get the combos down. In Street Fighter, it was so much easier for me. That was my big
Yeah, I
problem.
just did the Blanca like
You
electrocute
had
thing
more
the whole
buttons.
time. Everybody hated
That's
me.
lame.
You had much more
That's
buttons in some of them.
In what?
The later Street Fighters on Super Nintendo, you had like two
Well,
extra buttons.
Yeah, because the shoulder buttons worked because you
Right.
had low, medium, and high.
Well, they only could do like kick or in Mortal Kombat you were pretty limited.
Yeah.
So
But I think that's
it was
why-
all based on the combinations, like hardcore.
I think that's why I kind of gravitated to Sub-Zero because he was probably the closest to a Street Fighter character of anybody
I
on
would
the
agree with
original
that. So
roster.
Yeah.
Scorpion kind
So-
of too.
Yeah.
I would say Liu Kang
So-
had a lot of similar moves to Ryu and Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I want to know
All
who
right.
had Jade. That's what
I
I,
had
want to
Jade.
hear. Just go ahead and do Jade.
Well, she's already
Well-
done 3. She's gonna be
Yeah, that was
done.
the last
No,
one.
I
Jade
had
was really
extras.
good.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. She's got like 9 characters.
there you go.
All right.
Okay, well, for Jade, sadly enough, there's not a lot of young, popular black female actresses. And instead of trying to dig up some known names, I went with the first one that popped up because lucky enough for me, she's incredibly talented. I've seen her in about 5 or 6 different things. She has a voice on her, and she's done some action before. So I went with Kiki Palmer.
I have no idea. Who
I'm
that
drawing a blank. on
Okay,
her,
so
where
she
is.
was
I mean, I
on-
might know her, but I don't know. the
She
name.
was on an ABC Family series. She was on Glee. She was on Grease Live. She's been on Scream Queens. She's
Oh,
been in American Horror.
She was in Scream Queen, so she's Zayday.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch Scream Queens, so I don't know.
Yeah, she would be all right.
But
She
she's
would be
really
good.
talented, and I'd like to see her do it.
I'm happy you chose African American. I would have
hell
definitely
yeah.
went with a black person or
Well,
probably like
the very first
really
Jade
dark skin.
was white. Since a lot of these characters started out as glitches, color swaps that weren't supposed to be in there, they...
I just had the thought of like a Mortal Kombat movie that was animated but done kind of like Wreck-It Ralph. And I just...
He wasn't. Remember,
Very
Scorpion was
similar.
in it for a second. They had a
Was he? I don't
yeah,
remember.
they had a little character that represented him.
Oh, I don't
It's
remember
pretty
either.
funny. Or was it Sub-Zero? It was one of them.
But eventually, when they added Jade to the cast, they made her a black woman, and I've liked that ever since. Just like they made Tanya more brown skin. They never flat out said if she was like supposed to be Hispanic or Indian, and since she's always wearing a mask, you can't really tell from facial features, but she is more brown than anything else.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was solid.
Thank you.
I like Zayday.
So, John, you've only done 2 so far, right?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you go next?
Okay. I have Kung Lao, and I love
One of the
Kung Lao.
Shaolin monks.
Yeah, he's
That was
awesome.
one of my favorite games to play. It was so great.
You just like the co-op, so just Kung
I
Lao and Liu
love
Kang just
co-op.
walking around co-op.
But it also had a really good
Local
storyline,
co-op.
and they came across many of the other characters. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
cool
definitely. Yeah. So who I chose was you may have seen him on. He's known as Gira on Agents of Shield. He's been in about 7 or 8 episodes of Agents of Shield.
I don't watch that. so.
I do, but I don't remember that character.
His name is Mark Dacascos.
Probably. I don't remember Gira.
Yes, it is.
I don't remember Gira. It must have been an early season because it must have been a few years.
He's perfect. He's got the perfect face, and I can just totally imagine the hat on him, the blade hat on him immediately.
I love the blade.
It's
hat.
so cool. He holds like
That's a prop you guys
multiple-
need to make. Is
Oh
the blade
yeah,
hat.
yeah, right. One that it can actually cut.
Yeah. That's smart to ship.
To ship. He holds about 6 Kung Fu Championship titles. So the guy he's ready. He can do some things. I just thought, since he can obviously act, he's been in a lot of, he's a character actor, but he'd be solid as Kung Lao. If you see him, just picture a hat on him.
I wonder if in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. he was the dude that could throw fire. Because I feel like there was a guy
His
that could
name's
control
Gira.
fire. Yeah. It's the only guy that I could think of
Gyra.
that would have named been named something like that.
G-I-Y.
I don't think they ever spelled out his
Okay.
name on the show that I saw, so I don't.
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
No, I don't think you are. It must not have been a character that really stuck out to me for some reason, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good casting.
Fair enough. All right, so I think Ryan, John, and I have all done 3 characters at this point, right? And then Ray, you've done 4.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling what
We'll
you
see
put
him.
down. He's 52.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know that guy.
I figured if you guys
Who's
saw
this
his
guy?
face,
He's
you
good.
would know.
I do not know him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he looks
No, I know.
familiar.
When he's serious,
so.
I know
he's
him.
got the face.
Physically, I mean, yeah, it looks fine for the role. I just don't know the actor.
I mean, he's a little bit older, but I figured he's got a
Yeah.
hat on.
No,
You're gonna tell.
he's good.
He's in shape.
I love it.
I mean,
So-
Doc Rev likes the pick, so. Yeah.
Awesome.
So for his brother in arms, I went with Daniel Henney, who is cast in Iron Fist. So we're gonna see him very soon. If you're not familiar with him now, you will be in a few months.
Cool.
And he is up and coming Asian actor. He can lead a film. I just know it. And since the past few Mortal Kombats have been based on Liu Kang, and
The one they casted in Annihilation and the original ones were not bad.
no,
he was
Robin
really
Shu
good.
is great,
Robin
and that's
Shu's
why
awesome in everything.
He's
Yeah.
like the best.
Beverly Hills Ninja, come on.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
times.
I haven't seen that. So.
No,
Oh,
don't-
okay.
you're not missing
I do
it.
like Robin Shu though. He's at
Yeah,
least he's an
Robin
actual
Shu's
martial
fantastic.
artist,
Yeah.
and yeah,
He had the hair. That's all I can say.
He did have the Liu Kang hair.
that
He's
hair
so
was
good.
phenomenal.
On point.
Watching that
good.
movie as an adult and seeing the hair just,
Flow.
slow mo hair.
And he
hair
does
flow.
this thing, like he does
Yeah.
this thing, and the hair just.
It wiggles
perfect.
with him.
It's perfect.
It's like a character in itself. Like, I just want to cast Robin Shu's hair as every character for my fan cast.
It's true.
You know that part in Dodgeball where Jason Bateman is sitting there narrating Ben Stiller's hair?
Yeah.
That's how you would be
Pretty
with
much.
Robin Shu.
And I'd enjoy every minute of it.
So with the Shaolin monks out of the way, Ryan, you have their mentor, their guidance
Is that
counselor. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Raiden.
I do have Raiden, and I don't really know a lot about Raiden from the games. I played with him a lot, but I don't
Yeah.
know his backstory
He's
really.
he's an elder
than what's in
god
the
that
movie,
they
yeah.
kicked out because he's a goody two
He like
shoes.
leads the light people, monks or whatever in the movie.
Yes,
I don't.
yes,
but
you're right.
In any case, it was a white dude in the movie, so I was like, I'll just cast another
Who
white
was
dude.
like cheesy as it could
And
be.
that's what I kind of went off of. I was like, I'm gonna get a guy that I know can do cheesy, but can also do serious
He
and also
talks
do
like
funny.
Steven Seagal, but looks like I don't know,
Wait, what was
like
the name?
Gandalf
What was
without the
name?
beard.
Raiden?
No,
I haven't said.
I thought you said the actor. Okay.
No,
No.
the actor in the original.
Yeah, we were talking about the actor in
okay.
the original, but I'm
Okay.
saying that's kind of what I went for, was an
Right.
actor that I thought could do all those things that he did, because I really liked Raiden in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be a little more serious in the movie that I want to pitch, but still, it would be good. I picked Thomas Jane.
Yes!
Really?
I
Yeah.
love it.
That's a really good
Interesting.
choice.
I think he's got
love
the acting
it.
chops, but he can do funny, he can do cheesy, he can do all those things. He's an action guy. I think he can
He
pull it
can
off,
be
and I love
scary
him.
too. And when you
That's
wield
good.
thunder and lightning, and by the way, if you didn't know this, Mortal Kombat was based off of Big Trouble in Little China.
Raiden was for sure based
Yes.
off Big Trouble in
No
Little
Yes.
China.
question.
Yeah.
Oh
No
yeah.
question.
Not even a little bit
If you are
of an
not
argument
sure
there.
about that, Tobias Boone ripped off Mortal Kombat from that
And
movie.
if you haven't watched
big time.
Big Trouble in Little China. Go do it right now. Do yourself a favor.
No. Wait till we're done.
No,
And then
I
go
mean,
watch
just
it.
stop. Pause it right now.
No.
Go watch it, and then come back.
Don't
Come
listen.
back.
Don't listen to Ryan. Wait until we're done here, and then go enjoy the movie.
But for right now, you need to slap yourself in the face because it's
Wow.
Kurt Russell and it's amazing.
Wow.
That movie is lightning in a bottle.
I mean,
Anyway.
don't slap yourself in the
Literally.
No, go
face.
ahead and
Just
slap
watch the
yourself in the
movie.
face.
Literally.
Dogsthorpe is saying that Thomas Jane is Christopher Lambert.
I don't think they're the same person.
I don't think so either. But
Have
I
you
mean,
ever seen him in the same
I was
room?
gonna say I
I
haven't.
can't say, but I can't say I've ever seen Thomas Jane in a room.
That's
so
true. He's always just in the ether.
I see him in a TV screen usually, or a
And
computer
that's like a
screen.
set. I mean, is it
Yeah.
really a room?
Is it a room? We don't
I
know.
mean, you
Is it
know.
even real? It could be a computer generation. I don't
He's
know.
the-
Those are
Matrix.
some good effects.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it could be some type of elaborate, electronic puppet system.
God.
He's a hologram.
Jim
He's just a
Henson was behind it
hologram.
all these years.
Okay, so you have another female. You've got Mileena.
I do. I have Mileena.
Oh yeah. So Hillary Lewis is the cast for that, right?
Nice.
She doesn't watch, so it doesn't matter.
No,
but
she doesn't.
She
No,
doesn't
for those
care.
who don't know, that is Ray's cosplay counterpart.
And also John's wife, but that's
And
only
John's wife.
secondary.
That's
allegedly.
allegedly. We
That's
can either
secondary.
confirm or.
She's my soulmate and his wife.
Okay, so for Mileena, I wanted to go with so basically, Rinko Kikuchi as Katana is the only actor I picked that I'm not sure if they're a martial artist. I'm not saying she's not. I have no.
She was the one in Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was an actual martial artist.
And if
She
she is,
looked like
that's
it,
great.
at least.
she
I'm
did a
not
great
sure.
job with the choreography if she wasn't.
She did, yeah, and that's why I thought she could handle it. Everybody else, though, is a confirmed martial artist that I know for a fact. So I picked Jija Tannen, she's from Thailand, and she's a little bit younger than my Katana pick, but she's basically been in a few foreign films, specifically Chocolate is what she's most known for.
Oh, I
And
love her.
She's she's a martial artist. She knows Taekwondo and is it Muay Thai? Is that
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Yeah.
And so I know that she would be a good counterpart to Katana, and so if there was any imbalance from the martial arts, she could help pick up the slack a bit
About
there.
the teeth. That's
So-
what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
How does she look with the teeth?
that's
coming
good.
out
Who
of
do
her
you cast
cheeks?
as the teeth?
I mean,
Derek?
right? Yeah, I'm Steve Buscemi, obviously.
Perfect.
Wow.
And the eyes.
No, it's got to be teeth coming out of her cheeks, man.
But that's
You gotta-
prosthetics,
She got the
and
cheeks?
CGI in today's world. I wanted to make sure that I had an actor who would balance off my pick for
Yeah.
Katana very well, who was a martial artist, and things like that. The CGI stuff and the prosthetics, we can handle the teeth later.
Now those
So-
two, I can't seem to draw a face to that name, but does she look similar to your other cast? Because they're actually clone. She's a clone.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I did pick two Asian women, but they don't look the same. It's just
No, the one from Pacific Rim has a very unique
yeah,
She does.
look.
They're very different.
She would have been a fantastic choice to be in Ghost in the Shell. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that would have been absolutely that. You don't get the big A-list name though, is the problem and why they didn't do that, but they should have done
I
that.
get
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So, but no, I wouldn't say that they look alike. I just wanted to have two Asian women actors.
That's a good call.
I dig it.
Not.
You don't
They-
have to go with the exact storyline from the game. Maybe they're not
No.
clones. Maybe they're just sisters or something. And
Well, that's
or-
how they're raised. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not told that Mileena is a clone until she's much older.
So there you
and-
go. You can just
Yeah.
play it off that that route.
And when you have the prosthetics and stuff like that for the teeth, like you can modify the facial features
truth
and things like
is,
that.
I
so.
mean, we-
cheekbones and things like that.
we-
Right, yeah.
We have a suspension of disbelief when it comes to families, and only recently have I noticed people getting upset that certain characters don't look a lot alike. But when we were kids, white families never looked alike. I mean, look at some of the white sitcoms we watched, and
Oh,
they
sure, yeah.
never looked alike.
No, I think that's completely fair. I mean, we were watching Scrubs earlier, and the Carla character, when her brother shows up on the show, I don't think they look related in the slightest. But whatever, they say that they're brother and sister, so that's what they are.
Exactly.
So
It's adopted. Come on,
in
it's
this case, when
obvious.
you've got the special effects, they're going to be wearing masks a lot. You've got the prosthetics on Mileena. I mean, if you have an issue with it, I think if that's our only problem in the Mortal Kombat movie, I think we did okay.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good point.
Absolutely. I was just curious. I wasn't trying to pick at your thing.
No,
I was just
yeah,
saying,
you're fine.
It's an interesting concept because I know what obviously the lady from Pacific Rim looks like, but I can't remember. I don't know what this.
Yeah,
one
they
looks
do
like.
not look the same.
So I know you wanted to do more characters and you didn't, so I'm sorry. But if you want to think about it and finish it out, we didn't cast Baraka.
I have Goro and Kano that I cast.
Cool.
Also.
Oh yeah, I cast a Kano.
Sure,
too.
I'll do that right now.
Okay. Well, do you want to say your last one first? And then we'll get to our extras.
Sure.
Okay.
This one, no one's gonna agree with me, and that's
you
okay.
don't even care.
I don't even care. I have Cyrax. And Cyrax is part of the Lin Kuei, but he's the yellow robot as everyone knows him.
Yes.
Which is a very two-dimensional character. And I
Up
would
until
hope,
recently.
well, kinda, and it's the first time we saw that he's actually black.
Yes.
That was the first time we saw.
Which we
his
didn't
skin.
know that the Lin Kuei wasn't, we knew
Oh,
it wasn't order, but we
village,
didn't know if it was also like a race or a culture.
Exactly. The thing about him that stood out the most is he was like the first to really resist giving up his humanity. So when he was turned into a robot, he was the only one that would not like just give in. They offered Sector and all the other ones. They offered him tons of money and jewels and all the things that anyone could want. He did not want to give up his humanity. So to me, that adds an extra dimension to the character. And I thought Anthony Mackie would be really good as Cyrax because he could bring that dimension, but still pull off some of the fight scenes. He's not a martial artist, as we know.
That's true.
But
he's already
been
Falcon.
training so hard for
Yeah,
Falcon.
Well, I was just saying,
Yeah.
do we know how much of those stunts are him?
We don't.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah, we don't. I'm just saying, though, at least he'd be able to bring another level to a two-dimensional character.
And
Absolutely.
with any cyborg-ish character nowadays, it's going to be a lot of CG. So they could put him in a mocap suit and go with that.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Mackie is good at anything, so I
No,
can
yeah, he's
support that.
great.
And I'm not like he had like Cyrax when he was first shown, and we were like, holy crap, he's black, and he had dreads. And Anthony Mackie used to have dreads. He looked really
did.
good with dreads. So I was
He
like,
did.
man, he's solid. He looks like him too.
I don't think he's going to be able to grow those back out with all the,
No.
the Marvel stuff he's doing. But
No, wigs don't exist at all.
I just meant that you'd have to go that route. That's all.
He pulled it off.
No, that's good. I think he's a good choice. I mean, he's obviously a good actor. I was just curious at how much of the stunts that he does, because like
Me too.
Robert Downey Jr. when he's in the suit, that's a big black guy in the suit. That is not Robert Downey
Yeah.
Jr.
He just
so,
CG'd onto that. Yeah, I know. It's so crazy.
So I don't know, but
That was very obvious in Civil War.
That's
That
pretty
he was
funny.
just from this point on, like it was just his head.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went ahead and did Sector.
Yeah.
I love the cyborgs. I think they're really great. It's Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke. And Sector is the one that completely gave in. He worked with Shao Kahn as an enforcer. He was super happy to be a cyborg, and he gave up his humanity fast. He is portrayed as Asian, so I wanted to go with somebody obviously Asian, but somebody with some martial arts skills as well. So I went with Lee Byung-hun, and he
Nice.
is most notorious in America for playing Storm Shadow in both G.I. Joes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he was in Red 2. He was in Terminator Genesis. So
He was the cop.
Ray Park was Snake Eyes
Yes,
in
he
G.I.
was.
Joe.
Yeah.
So
So, definitely into a lot of action movies. And
yeah,
he
that's a
could-
good choice.
Thank you.
He was the equivalent to Robert Patrick in that movie, right? That was him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He has the jawline and the hair. It's like, yeah, that's cool. That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Ryan, who's your Kano?
My Kano?
Your Kano. Let's
Manu
go.
Bennett
Pause.
is my
Oh,
Kano.
yeah?
Really?
Damn, that's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
We've
think
already
he's
seen
got
it
the
with no eye.
smarmy kind of, he could pull off the dirtbag kind of persona like you did in the... again, all I know Kano from is the original Mortal Kombat movie and the game, which has no
Yeah.
backstory. So, and he was kind of a dirtbag, you know, in the movie.
Yeah, he's a dirtbag.
So I feel like Manu Bennett can pull that off. He's got the look. You give him that eye, and I think it would be.
I wouldn't
really
mind
good
watching
casting.
Ronda Rousey kill him either.
Right? There you go. That's even better.
Manu and I have history, and I swear I'm gonna.
He's no stranger to fight choreography. He's not,
That's
as far as
right.
I know, not really a martial artist, but I think he was in the special forces in New Zealand or wherever he's from. But he
Sorry,
It is New Zealand.
what is
I'm pretty
New
sure
Zealand
it's like
fighting
I don't know. I'm
special
gonna avoid
forces
any
for?
comments to not get myself in trouble with
Battle
Derek
of
later.
Gallipoli was really the only thing they ever did.
But yeah, I mean, I think he can handle fight choreography with no problem. And it's not
Wasn't
like
that a Mel Gibson movie?
He did do a movie on that, but that's a real battle.
I know it's a real
Yes.
battle. I was just asking. Yeah.
Yes. Now you cut off Ryan. Continue, Ryan.
no, it's okay. I was pretty much just going over the same points over and over again. I think he can handle fight choreography. It's not like Kano is an expert martial artist
He's
or
not.
anything. His
He's a
school
gun
fighting
runner
is very,
and
very like street type fighting.
Brawler.
So
He is,
he's a
yeah.
brawler, yeah. And so I think that Manu Bennett would pull that off beautifully.
Sure.
I went with another Aussie jerk, pretty
I
much.
thought he was from New Zealand.
Uh,
Manu Bennett.
you're right.
Okay.
Kano,
They get very angry with you if they.
They do. Kano, however, is
It's
Australian.
Okay.
And I
That's
went with Jai Courtney because
There you go. I mean, I feel like that's just I would be happy with either
If
one
you
of those.
saw Suicide Squad and Boomerang, yeah, Boomerang's pretty much Kano with two
Without the
eyes
eye, yeah.
instead of one. So, but
Huh.
I think I want to see Manu Bennett get beaten down more than I do.
God.
That's fair.
Right, Courtney.
That's fair.
I swear, this is all, it's a decent vendetta. It's not.
a-
Basically, we're trying to irritate any celebrity that listens to this so that you will.
Adrian
Never watch this
Brody
again.
good.
Any
Manu
publicity is
Bennett
good
bad.
publicity.
I don't know if that's true.
It's definitely
but,
true, Derek.
Okay. So who do you guys have left? I only did my 4.
I have
so
Goro.
That's fine.
I didn't do any
That's-
other
that's-
ones.
Did you
the
come
only
up
one I
with your
still-
Baraka?
No.
Okay.
It's hard because you don't see his face ever.
Ever.
It's so much prosthetic, so I could basically just put Doug Jones in there or something.
No, you don't want someone that tiny.
Well, so you never see his face. That would have been good for Ray Park because,
Yeah.
half his movies you don't see his face either.
That's
Dogsthorpe
very
in
true.
chat said that we should cast maybe somebody beefy like Adrian Brody as Kano.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good.
That's good.
Because he's so beefy. He
I
should totally
said
be Shao
beefed
Kahn.
up. I did not say beefy. Okay?
I mean, you used the
Alright,
word
alright,
beef
alright.
describing Adrian Brody, so
Those two things
It's
don't go
lean
together.
beef.
very
Oh, God.
lean.
We are running
It's
tight
like
on
veal.
time, so let's finish
Okay,
up these
so my only
castings.
one left is Reptile, and I cannot say his name. Adewale Akinui Agbaje. I don't know. He played Killer Croc.
Oh,
okay,
Suicide
I like
Squad.
that.
And I did not just pick him because they're two reptiles.
Oh, no correlation.
I picked it because the guy could wear a lot of prosthetics, and my favorite version of Reptile is where he can cross from human to actual lizard looking.
Doug Jones.
yeah, right? You don't
No,
think
I
that
want somebody who can kick
He's
ass.
eight.
You don't think
too.
he's like a little big for that role, though?
No, look at all the ninjas. They are all giant men.
guess.
Like, they're stoned.
Everybody in there is.
Yeah.
Even the magician, magic type people are like.
You're right.
I guess the guys I picked for Scorpion
beefy,
and,
I mean,
and
geez.
Sub-Zero aren't that huge. So.
Well, all,
They can always
The
they're not
thing
small
is-
guys, but but
all the
like Ray
ninjas are
Park's
kind of
not
on
like,
their own side. So, none of them are clones. None of them
Yeah.
are... I mean, the ones that are related are the new Sub-Zero and Noob Saibot. So, I mean, those are the only ones that should kind of look alike. Everybody
enough.
else can be different sizes and different shapes and just kind of go at each other. But
Okay.
Doc Rev says Ray likes her characters beefy.
True.
No.
Especially her Adrian Brody's.
Doc Rev, I like my men beefy.
Oh,
And,
man.
and lean beef is okay too.
Lean beef is fine.
that 93
Way too much meat right now.
We
that's
have just
what
lost
it's
6 viewers, so
at. Anyway, moving on. Any other characters
I had
left?
Goro.
You had
Yes.
Goro.
Goro.
I cast. This is
I also
a
have
tip.
Shinnok.
I can't do a fan casting without casting this man. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's going to be
Yes.
Goro. Right? You don't even need that many prosthetics, right?
I'm good.
But I'm going to get
Smell
Weta
what Goro's
Studios.
cooking.
I'm going to get
I
Weta
am
Studios
so
to
good at
handle
it.
the arm prosthetics, right? Because they did a great job with everything. The orcs from Lord of the Rings, and they look all their skin work looks very realistic. So any prosthetics he needs, he already kind of looks like Goro, so he doesn't need
He
a lot.
did in the Scorpion King
And
for sure.
yeah, and the
They
extra
gave him a
arms.
bunch of arms.
Fair, yeah.
So yeah,
That's a fun choice. I like that.
I mean, it wouldn't be complete.
I love
if didn't
Dwayne
cast
Johnson,
Dwayne
Hey,
so-
I almost picked him for Shao Kahn. Almost.
Yeah, he would have been.
You know,
But I
great.
think
I-
Batista was better.
Doc,
What is so funny?
Doc Riff says I look beefy on screen. That kind of sounds like an insult. I don't
No,
know.
you've been hitting the gym. You can
You
see the
know,
guns.
He's in
but,
compliment.
It's a gun show. He's telling you're giving him a free gun
alright,
show here,
alright.
like I did last
Complimenting
week.
you.
That's right.
I took the glory last week, but this week it's all you.
You get to be the swole one this time.
Seriously, for those of you who listen or watch this podcast when it's not live, you should really join us live sometime to chat with us. It's a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody.
We had a
who's-
lot of people in tonight. It was
Yeah,
great.
it's been a really good time. You can always do that Tuesday nights live at 8 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/griddaily, and you can chat with us.
We're not gonna cast John
So-
Cena. Nobody
no
likes
John
Cena.
No.
So
Ooh,
I mean, Jordan has a point though, because Jordan said we got Batista and The Rock
Yeah.
and Ronda Rousey.
and Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey is not a wrestler.
She's not-
Okay?
she's
She's
an
a
MMA
mixed
fighter.
martial artist.
Yeah.
She's an actual fighter.
Yeah, she doesn't need a
Not
script.
saying that wrestling is fake. Don't kill me, but
They are scripted.
I feel like there's something that goes
I'm
on
not
behind the
saying
scenes.
they're
there.
not strong or they're not talented or they're not. It's scripted though. Like that's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
In MMA,
defense-
however, not scripted.
So, any final characters?
I also had Shinnok, who's also an Elder God, and he's the biggest bad they've ever had because he's the most powerful. He's definitely not the most intimidating. So I wanted to go with scary yet serious. So
Okay.
Tom
I
Hiddleston.
picked Viggo Mortensen.
Oh,
'Cause
good.
When he played the
like
devil
that.
in The Prophecy, he was scary as all
Yeah.
hell, and I loved
I
it.
can see that.
So
Okay.
I went with Viggo.
Cool. Well, so for those of you listening, let us know what you think your casting choices would be for some of these. Were we spot on? Do you think we were way out in left field?
Adrian Brody.
Tweet at us. You can comment on Facebook, all those different things. Or join us live next week, and you can throw a comment out in the chat.
Beefy Derek.
Who's your favorite
so-
Mortal Kombat character?
Yeah, who's your favorite?
What's your favorite beefy Adrian Brody role?
Is Street Fighter better? I mean, yes, but that's up for you to decide, I guess.
The
Ryan,
thing is, Street Fighter may be better, but we can never do a better casting than what they've
That's
already
absolutely
done.
true.
I mean, can you better cast Cammy than Kylie Minogue? No.
all right.
No.
Now, Ryan, did you have anything that you wanted to tell people?
So the last few weeks I've been coming at you guys pretty hard.
Dirty.
I meant it that way.
I know you did.
And listen,
Phrasing.
this stuff is not free. This microphone we have here is not free. The video camera that you're staring at us through, if you're watching the video, not free. These things all cost money. And we don't like to beg for money. At least these three don't. I am not above begging for money. We have a thing called a Patreon. You can go on there and you can give us your money, even little, a lot, whatever. The last week I offered to take personal photos for anybody that contributed $5 or more for the month of November. Possibly safe for work, possibly not safe for work, but definitely featuring my muscle suit. I mean, my actual muscles that I had last week.
He's so beefy.
So I am beefy. Not Adrian Brody beefy, though. But,
who is?
But because I don't have anything like that where I'm wearing this week, I decided to write a limerick instead. So I wrote a limerick about our Patreon.
Okay.
So if I could just have everybody's attention for a second. The screen heroes are here every week. For an hour, you can hear us speak. We try hard to be funny. Now give us your money. With new equipment, we will be on fleek.
Awesome.
That was solid.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Now give us your money,
Fantastic.
please. And that offer still stands. $5 for the month of November, and we will
Make your
digitally
dreams come
send
true.
you the thing you've been dreaming about your entire life, which
Yes.
is me.
Maybe we should set
In
up
some
like a
state of undress.
Snapchat and so we can give out the password.
There's that too. I mean, maybe.
But yeah, we do have a Patreon where we're in the process, so if you're listening from the beginning, we've had this big rebranding. We are now the Heroes Podcast Network, and with that comes new URLs. So it is now patreon.com/heroespodcasts, and that's plural. For those of you watching, the links are at the bottom of the screen. And for those of you listening, you can just go on there. You can check out our website. You can go to Facebook and Twitter and all those good things at Heroes Podcasts. And every dollar helps, no matter what you can do.
Oh my Jesus!
See, you can prevent things like that by giving us your money.
That's right. But every dollar helps. We would really appreciate it. For those who are contributing, thank you. Our number one contributor is Jordan. So thank you, Jordan, for continuing to do that. And at his level, he actually gets his suggestions for topics bumped up to the top of the list. So we will be doing one of his episodes coming up very soon. We will be ranking the Batman villains. More recently, we ranked all the Batman sidekicks, all the Robins and the Bat Ladies and things like that. But now we're also going to be doing the Batman villains. So, if you contribute as well, you have an opportunity to have that happen too. And some levels come with some cool 3D printed goodness from Buster Props. And, who knows? There's fun stuff out there. Next week, we will be reviewing Doctor Strange.
Because it comes out this Thursday.
Yes, hits theaters on Thursday, tomorrow, for those of you who are not listening to this live. We're really excited about it, so we're going to be going to see it this weekend. So join us next week. We're going to be talking about Doctor Strange. There will be spoilers, though, so please keep that in mind.
So go see it this weekend.
That's
no
right.
excuse.
Any final words, guys?
Finish her.
Finish him?
Finish the podcast.
Finish it.
That's it for us, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will catch you
Fatality.
next time.